Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, on this beautiful Wednesday. And I'm here to say how you're doing. Anyway, um, it was a very interesting show on Monday with Nina Diamond talking about the cards and cardology. Today, I am the guest. I am the host and the guest. And what it is because several of you have been asking about this personal week and how to get it straight. And by the way, for those of you who've been, and thank you, by the way, for those of you, on all the viewers that have downloaded the Star 8, my mobile app, because some of the questions you asked was about the personal week. So I figured I wouldn't do that. But first of all, let me let you know that today's show is brought to you by the Sisters of the Traveling Spread concerning the event in New Orleans on the week of August 17th, 18th, and 19th. So for those of you who want to make a reservation, some are doing it now, from what I understand. Please go to stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. And make your reservation, and we look forward to seeing you there. Before I start, let me give you the forecast for today. This is Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Please like, share, and subscribe. Evidently, my moderators feel that this is very important. So they says for the algorithms, whatever that means. I mean, I understand algorithms, but how that works, whatever. So please do. It doesn't cost you anything. Just press a little button, and just a little teamwork there. That'll make sense. And Lloyd LWL, which is Live with Lloyd, or LS Lloyd Strayhorn, will never DM you with a message. And I meant to put also, which you'll see next week, DM you for money. I don't roll like that. I just don't. But anyway, today is Wednesday. It is the first day of June of Cancer, or the summer. And so it's June the 21st, 2023. The sun is in Cancer. The moon is in the fixed sign of Leo, which it entered yesterday. It's a 4 universal month, a 7/8 universal week, which I'm going to talk about, and a 7 universal day. So if you happen to be a Pisces or Sagittarius or Cancer, or the 3rd or the 7th, the 12th or the 16th, the 21st, 25th, or 30th of the month, well, this should be an interesting day for you. My forecast, by the way, that I do are also now available on for those of you who download the apps. You'll see each day I do the forecast that I do on my Instagram and other media platforms will be on your app as well, that kind of give you how the day is going according to the numbers, the stars, and the signs. Well, people have asked about this personal week. I want to thank Brother Westbrook, okay, not to call him out all the time, but he was the one that came up with okay, if you're doing it where the weeks are like broken into 7, and I'm going to explain how to get it, but let me explain the origin. I have a dear friend, Lewis Wheeler, bless his soul, a Leo, my buddy, who would always be talking to the girls and whatnot. And Lord, what about their number? What about their year? What about their day? What about their month? And I guess one day he must have felt that I was kind of like, Luke, I got something to do. Okay. And he was the one that says, what about the personal week? I said, there is no such thing as the personal week. And you know what he said to me? Why not? That's what led to the book that you see behind me, the orange book called Numbers in You, because he, like countless other people, asked, well, what about cars? And what about cities? And what about countries? And what about this, that, and the other? And that's when I started. That's exactly how this book came into its origin, because of the likes of my good friend, Lewis Wheeler. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you how the principle works, okay? And so here it is right here, okay? So just bear with me a second. And so here's what I did. So when I started thinking about the personal weeks, then I started saying, okay, what about everything is always in divisions of 7 days in a week, 7 notes in a rainbow, little things like that, 7 continents, all these things of 7. So I says, well, let the first 7 days cover week number 1, let the second 7 days from the 8th through the 14th cover week number 2, and let the third week cover the week of the 15th to the 21st, and the fourth week from the 22nd to the 30th of the month. Now, Brother Westfield, with his observant self, he says, well, okay, the 28th, what about the 29th, 30th, and 31st? And I have to agree with him because I kind of lapped it over. So if you notice today, I said going the tail end of the week that it was a 7/8 universal week. All righty. So what happens is this, and the reason why I said 8, because don't forget, tomorrow, the 22nd to the end of the month, will make week number 4. So today, this is the last day that the week is in a 7 up until the 21st today, and then tomorrow it goes into it. So here's how you find your universal week. Then there's your personal week. So to find it, the first thing you must do is always establish what is the universal year. So the universal year is a 7. Then you add it to the month, and I see where it's always something. But anyway, so this was last month when I did this. So I look 7 to the 6th to the 5th calendar month equals 1203. But if you do it, actually 7 added to June, which is 7 plus 6 equals 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. So June would be a 4 universal month. Then you add the third week, and we still in the third week technically. So if I add the 3 to the 4 personal week, it would be week number 7. Okay, because 4 plus 3 is 7. But I did update about the person that I gave an example. So let's say if you got a person born April the 20th, all right, you take the month and day they're born, and then you must add to the year. So April the 20th, add the 2023, add the 13, which is a 4 personal year. So now that we're in the month of June, 4, the personal year number added to the month of June is a 10 or 1. So this person born April the 20th, or anybody born April 20th, like Luther Vandross, this is his birthday, Tito Puente, a lot of other persons born on this day, but they will be in a 1 personal month. So then when you add the personal month, which is a 1, to the third calendar week, which ends today, they're in a 4 personal week. So what I'm going to do, folksies, is I'm going to take people's, because this is the end of the week, and because we will begin the brand new personal week beginning tomorrow. So what you do is when you come in, I'm going to take your birthday, I'm going to tell you, break you down, and tell you what the month is, and see if you can do it yourself. Very simple. You must find your personal year. The only way that can be determined is you must take your month and date of birth. Don't add the year, but the month and date of birth, but add it to this year of 2023. That will tell you the personal year you're in for this year that we're in now, 2023. Then what you do is you take your personal year number, whatever that number is, from 1 to 9, or maybe master number 11s. But in this case, simply keep it simple. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. And you take your personal year and you add it to the 6th position month, which represents June. That will tell you what month. Then, since we're ending the last day of the third week, your number, your personal month number, plus the week that we're in will tell you the personal weeks. Some of you will have it, some of you may not. But anyway, this is where we're going to get started. And next week, we're going to have 2 interesting guests on. I'll explain that at the end. But what we're going to do is go. And by the way, today represents the first day of summer. So we're now in what is called the Cancer season. Now, for those of you who may have heard the word cardinal, but don't understand, like my metaphysical, astrological, and numerology colleagues, cardinal sign means a sign that represents a change and a start of a new season. So Cancer represents the start of summer. Thus, it is a cardinal sign. Then you got Libra, which represents the start of fall. Okay, that's late September into October. Then December, or late December into January, is Capricorn, which is representing a cardinal sign because that represents the official start of winter. And then late February into March, everybody knows, March 21st, that represents the first day of spring. So these are all called cardinal signs because they represent the four cardinal points pointing north, east, west. Now, it's north, east, west, and south. So when you hear the word news, what's in the news, N is for north, E is for east, and W is for west, and S is for south. Okay. So I think that's how they came up with the word news. I'm not sure, but you know how you get a sense that that sounds right. So anyway, so we're going to start with people, comments, and so please push the like buttons up so I don't have to hear it at the end of the program, that we just a couple of points off shy. It don't cost you nothing to push a little button. All righty. And for those of you who said sometime I missed them because I get so many people, which is a nice compliment that I can't read everybody, although I try my best to. If you make you feel you made a donation and I don't call you, it's not deliberate. It's not, honestly. So my attitude is so you don't, feel put off or shortchanged. If I read you, then you want to make a donation, beautiful. But I don't want it said that, oh man, I made donation. All I'm saying is, come on, all right. I'm human, one person, and so it's not deliberate. Trust me, it's not deliberate. It's just that I can't read everybody, which I would love to do, but time won't allow. So I'm going to start from the top, then I work back from the bottom. And also, I want to thank Stephen and Carol Williams out of Chicago. They've been my biggest supporters from day one. And next month, July, will make 2 years, incredibly. 2 years. I think I have over 10,000 subscribers or whatever. I haven't even checked. I'll do all that stuff. But, my whole thing is sharing information. Empress Rel, my moderator, is on. She'll get everybody straight. Please, if possible, just try to make it once. Don't be that 3 or 4 times because I instruct them to turn it off. And if you've been on before, please, if you don't mind, give somebody else a chance to get on too. I've seen somebody on every week. I think that's commendable. That's nice. That's supportive. But you also got to allow other people. So maybe I can get to them who feel they have been denied. All righty. So now I got that out the way. Now I'm going to have fun. All righty. Let's see who we got here. Okay. We're going to take this first one here, which is Trisha Dobson. She is born on October the 10th. Now, we're going to determine what week she's in for this last day of the third week. And tomorrow, which starts the last day of the fourth week. So, what you do is you take her personal year. You find her personal year. So you take the month and day you're born. So she's in a 9 personal year. So that means this year to wrap it up, cut things loose, bring it to a close, say bye-bye to anything. However, so when I add 9 to the 6th position month of June, she's in a 6 personal month. So when I add 9 to the 3rd calendar week, she is in a 9 personal week, which means it's a good week for her to finally get rid of some things or individuals or situations she no longer needs. But starting tomorrow from the 22nd to the end of the month, she will be in a 1 personal week. Try to see if you can figure out your own. And then when I call you, say, I got this. Anyway, if you don't, my app, A Star 8, which I'll show later, does exactly all this for you, where you ain't got to go through this. All you got to do is just download it onto your phones and look at it and tell you your personal week, your personal month, your personal year. Okay. And then it will go further into the personal day too. So anyway, so that means that this will be starting tomorrow, a good time to jumpstart. And here's what's interesting. Her cycle then will be a 10 or 1, and she's born on the 10th and in the 10th month. So anything she needs to get off the ground. So it tells me this last Sunday, I don't have a calendar in front of me, or around the 28th of the month or the 31st of the month, which starts tomorrow. Next week will be very important because the 28th is next Wednesday, and then the 31st will kind of end it off. So that will be very good for her. All righty. So I hope you got that. All right. So let's go. So who we got here? We got 1A. She's January the 21st. So what I do is in my head, I'm saying, what is her personal year? Her personal year is a 2. So that means transitioning, relationships, changing residence, relationships or workplace, being patient, changing diet too. So I add her 2 personal year to the 6 calendar month. That's an 8. So this is a pregnancy month. Although, I mean, she's kind of young, but, and when I say pregnancy, it means metaphysically giving birth to an idea, birth to a plan, birth to a project, birth to an endeavor. Or somebody may come and say, girl, you know what? I'm going to do, and you're going to be a godmother or something like that. But nonetheless, so she's in an 8 personal month. So when I add 8 to the 3rd position week, which ends today, that would be an 11 or 2. So since tomorrow, she will then enter a 3rd personal week. That simply means, and she's born on the 21st. That tells me the last Thursday, which is next Thursday, the 29th, or the following day, the 30th, give or take a day or two, should be very important for you. And that means to grow, to expand, to widen your network and stuff like that, and express yourself. All righty. So thank you very much for this. And so this is Rachel Bailey, who is December the 30th. So she is in a 4 personal year. Okay, how did I do it? I took December the 30th, added to 2023, that added up to total of a 4. So that means there are boundaries set around you this year where you got to stay within limits, within the framework of things. But when I add her 4 personal year to the 6th position month, June, that we're coming close to ending, she's in a 1 personal month for June. So she should have been thinking in terms of being more proactive, doing something on her own, taking more of the initiative. But when I add her 1 to the 3rd position week, which ends today, the last day of it, she's in a 4 week. So 4 means, so the month of this week from the 15th to the 21st today, she's probably just been getting everything in order, tightening up everything, making sure everything is, everything is in a neat bow, straightening up things that have kind of had been, or taking care of, I should say, loose ends. But tomorrow, she will start in a 5 personal month. Now, 5 represents change, yet 5 is one of your testing numbers too. And so what it simply means is, since 5 is known to rush, it simply means in your case, be patient. 5s can known to curse somebody out. So it says you should think before you speak, and not, and see, although 5s and 3s are very, very compatible, because 3 is fire, 5 is air, but they both suffer with the nerves. So when they're having a bad day at the same time, this is what explains it. But normally 5s and 3s are very, very similar, very well liked. Everybody knows them. They know how to deal with the public and things like that. But then 3 rules emotional upsets, and 5 rules mental irritability. So if they're both going through that at the same time, then that's what makes it. So don't let people work your nerves symbolically. Okay. So that's it. And yes, you are right. You're in a 4 personal year. Is exactly right. So now let's see. I'm going to now go to the other end and see what's going on here. Okay. This is nope. 2 fly guy and 2 fly girl, rather. They're 8-8. So when I took the month and day this person is born, they're in a 5 personal year, because when I did it right, that's exactly right. They're in a 5 personal year, which means, okay, think of one finger being the 1, the alpha, and this the omega, or the 1 and the 9. So that means they're dead center. So that means this is why the 5 cycle, when you're going through it, they call it the crossroad cycles, where you got to pivot, you want to shift, you want to kind of make a move to go in one direction, whether it's left or right, or go forward or back up a bit. The point is that you want to make a change, and normally the change is for the better. Some could be health, some could be money, some could be relationships, some could be career. Everybody got their own individual niche of how they may want to make a change. But in her case, it is about making a change for the better. So now that I know she's in a 5 personal year, I then add 5 to the 6th position month. That's 11 or 2. So this would be a good time for her to change diet, or begin to tidy up all the little ends, because 2s are about the details. They're the nuts and bolts of life. So when I add 2 to the 3rd calendar week, it's a 5. So that tells me she wants to kind of like pivot. So not only is her personal year of 5, the personal week is a 5. But however, since tomorrow starts week number 4 for her, she will be in a 6 personal week. And what it means is somewhere around, well, actually, it's around the 24th, which is coming up. That's on, I think, the 22nd, 23rd, 20. That's on Saturday. Then, so it's either the last Friday or this coming Friday or somewhere around the 24th. There should be some interesting things developing. And then, by the way, anytime 6 affects a woman, she might be thinking about changing her hair, doing something about her weight. Even if she's not actually doing something, it might be kind of right here first, because everything starts here first. Anytime we do something, remember, we just don't do it helter skelter. It always starts in the thought first, and then we follow through with action. So that's very important to understand. All righty. So let's take this person here. Um, this is Darian Cheatham. I hope I'm pronouncing the names right. They are born on December the 22nd. So they're in a 5 personal year. That's the first thing to establish. What is the personal year, which is in this case a 5. So she too, like the last caller or the last viewer, is at the midway point when they make changes in her life too. So when I add 5 to June, which is 11 or 2, it means now's the time to slow it down, take it easy, take your time, kind of, not rush things and stuff like that. And then tomorrow we'll be starting a 3 personal week. And so it's going to be a week for her to kind of expand, think of growing and expanding and increasing her networking and stuff like that. And because she is, well, actually, if she was born on the 21st, tomorrow would be more important. But this whole month should have been kind of key to her because she's born on the 22nd, which is a 4. And this month happens to be June 2023 happens to be a 4 universal week. So in that way is interesting. All right. So let me go back up a second. And by the way, I want to thank everybody very much for doing this. I want to thank also Empress Rel. And so I'm going to take my buddy. Stephen always does something. I want to drag him and his wife into this. Okay, let's see. Now, Carol's birthday is June the 22nd. Okay, she's got a birthday coming up tomorrow. Okay, happy birthday. I ain't gonna sing, ain't gonna mess up your day. So you're in a 8 personal year. So normally in an 8 cycle, it's normally dealing with birth of something, pregnancies, reawakening something, giving ideas. Also, 8 rules things from the past like family reunions, weddings, baby showers, um, people transitioning, going to the afterworld, so to speak. But they do a lot of growing up. So when I add her 8 personal year to the 6 calendar month, that adds up to 14.5. So that means she's ready to make a shift in some way, shape, or form. So if she's saying to you, Stephen, honey, we need to go somewhere for a couple of days, now you know where that's coming from. Okay. So when I add her 5 personal year, month rather, to the 3rd calendar week, it's an 8. So that means making some major moves. She may have heard something about getting a raise or promotion, possibly. But tomorrow, which starts week number 4, she will be in a 9 personal week. So that means it's going to be a week for her to clean some things up, bring things to a close, also begin to really manifest or work on manifesting some of the things she's been trying to do for quite some time. So it tells me that somewhere around the 27th or the last Tuesday, next Tuesday, which would be the 27th. So in other words, the 27th, which is a 9, will fall on Tuesday. So I'd expect late Monday into Tuesday of next week to be very interesting for her. Now, in the case of Stephen, he's in a 3 personal year. So when I add 3 to 6 months, that's a 9. So when I add 9 personal month to the 3rd calendar week, this should have been an interesting week for him. So I would say this 3rd Thursday or somewhere around the 21st should be a very important time for him. But tomorrow, which starts week number 4, which is the 22nd to the end of the month, he'll be in a 4 week. So he'll find that now he wants to kind of like from such a busy week or active week, stuff of that nature, now to kind of like take a break, get everything tight, make sure everything is in working order so he can move ready into the month of July, I should say. All righty. So, and if you notice, they're both water signs. She's an air number, he's a fire number. So there's so much to this to see. All righty. I'm going to take red. Red is January the 10th. This is easy. Red is in a 9 personal year. How did I do it? For those who just may be joining for the first time, to find your personal year, you must take the year itself, 2023, and add your month and date only. You don't add your own year on top of it. You take those two factors of the month and day you're born and add it to the year in question 2023. So I know you're in a 9 personal year. 9 is always a cycle of conclusions, a cycle of closure, a cycle of endings and terminations and letting things go by, or water under the bridge and let bygones be bygones and close the curtains on things. And it's also a manifestations of your dreams too. So when I add 9 to the 6th count of the month of June, you are in a 6 personal month. Now, to be honest with you, your numbers are the 1, 4, and 8. And one of your challenging numbers, if you downloaded my app, a star 8, you'll see that 6 is one of your challenging numbers. So this particular June, in fact, 6 and 5 rules June. So what I'm saying, if you've been stressed a little bit around personal matters, emotional matters, relationship matters, financial matters, that would kind of make sense. But there is a reprieve in the sense that right now, you're in the 3rd week, which you're about to end today. And so that means you're in a 9 personal week. So that means definitely enough is enough. I've had it. I don't need this. But then tomorrow, you will start a 1 personal week, which is a 10. And since you're born on the 10th, and you will be in a 10 or 1 personal week, now you'll find it in the closing days of June, it will be far, far better for you than much of June has been leading up to now. The only caveat is, though, to be honest with you, every sign has a low period. So for all Capricorns, the latter part of June, starting this coming weekend into July, is when all Capricorns are in their opposition periods. It's not just you, Red. It's all Capricorns, okay? Anybody you know. And it simply means you're at the bottom of the curve. And it's not that you can't get through it. It's just having a knowledge of understanding it. So you don't force things. You don't go against the grain. You kind of go with the tide against the tide, because everybody knows when you go against the tide, Mother Nature always wins, no question. But if you kind of swim along with the tide, it'll make it better. So I would say of this entire month, okay, which you had to make some serious adjustments to, that this particular week, starting tomorrow, which is around the 28th or the last Sunday in the month, will be very, very important or significant for you. All righty. Okay, good, good. So let me go back up a bit to starters. And for all of you, I thank you very, very much. All righty, let's see who we got here. Okay, okay. Did we do Rachel Bailey? Yes, we did. We did Rachel. Okay, and she was right. She's in a 4 personal year. Okay, and by the way, that is the name of my app. Go to astar8.com, download the app, and you'll be able to figure out your year. You'll figure out your personal year, your personal month, and your personal week, which is what we're talking about. Because see, don't forget, the year covers 365 days. It's a long stretch. And then you got those personal months, which are those segments or pies in between that year where things are developing, good, bad, or indifferent. Then within that month, you got a subdivision called the weeks. And that's how this concept came out, thanks to my good buddy, Lewis Wheeler. They led me in this way. Okay. And to Lady E. Boyd Wellness, she is July the 28th, if memory serves me correct. So if I did her birthday, she's in a 6 personal year. And that means she's in a 3 personal month. And that means she's in a 6 personal week and about to go in a very reflective week, because 3 added to the 4th week starts tomorrow. It tells me she's going to end the month on a little bit of soul searching. I don't feel like being bothered with none of y'all. Just leave me alone. Because anytime you're going through a 7th cycle, you don't want to be bothered. You want to get away from the noise, the confusion, the drama, and just be left alone all to yourself. I don't need this. All right. So, and it simply means that either somewhere on the 25th, which is this coming Sunday, or the last Monday coming up, which would be on the 26th. It's going to be a very important time for you, but it does mean a time for you to kind of get away and reflect. All right. So anyway, I know she didn't give a birthday, but I know Lady E Boy. Thank you, lady. All right. Soul Sound Oracle. This is June the 2nd. So it's interesting. She's in a 6th personal year. 6 always has to do with home, family, adjustment, community. It's money. I call when a person's a 6th cycle a romance and finance cycle. When they're in an 8th cycle, I do the reverse. It is a finance and then romance cycle. So right now, this particular month, Soul Sound Oracle is making some adjustments from her hair to her weight to things happening with her, going to school or taking a course or rearranging her home, feng shuiing it, or whatever the case is. So 6 added to the 6th personal month, which is June, as tells me she's in a 3 personal month. The only way you can get to the week is you must know what month you're in as well. So when I add her 6 to the 6th month of June, she's in a 3. So 3 added to the 3rd week is a 6. So 6 is all around 6 week, 3 month, a 6 week. So that tells me making some adjustments, and 6 is very friendly to her too. So this should have been a pretty pleasant week for you. But now, then you're going to go starting tomorrow in the 4th week, which would be 3, the personal month you're in, added to the last week, because that's 4th week, will be a 7. So you will be in a kind of reflective mood yourself. And interestingly enough, too, when you're going through a 7-day, month, week, year, you begin to have these strange or weird dreams where you wake up and say, what is that about? So it tells me the last Sunday coming up, which would be the 25th, I should say the last Monday, the 26th, but particularly Sunday, the 25th, should be a very important time for you as well. By the way, your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 5. And your best days are always on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Okay. All right. So we're going to take Stephen now. Stephen gets in all the time, but I'm going to do him this time. He's in an 8 personal year. Okay. Right off the bat. And this is anytime your personal year matches your date of birth, it's very, very significant. Very significant. Okay. So it's like your personal year is in a line with your birthday. So that puts you in lockstep with the way you're going, the way you're moving, the way you're feeling, things of that nature. So since he's in an 8 personal year, when I add it to the 5th calendar month, that's 14 or 5, which means he's ready to make a change. And 5 is also not only one of his opposition numbers, June is also one of his opposition months too, because June rules the period of the 5. So that means don't get short with people. Don't let people work your nerves, and just take it easy. So since he's in a 5 personal week, I got to admit, 5 plus a 3rd week, which is from the 15th to the 21st, it ends today, you should be feeling pretty good because you're in an 8 week. So tomorrow, because his numbers are the 8, 9, and 6, and tomorrow is the 9th month, his 9th week, a 9 personal week for him. So things should be looking pretty good these last couple of days as you close out the month. And not only that, we're in a water period. You're a water sign with an earth number. So things should be working for you, I would say, over the 15th to the 21st, and especially going into the last day. So it tells me the last Tuesday next week, or somewhere around the 27th, which is also falling on that day, should be a very interesting day for you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's go down to Sheila. Now, Sheila is 5'5". She's in an 8 personal year, just like our last viewer. Okay. So for Sheila, that means this is her year where she's been coming of age. Not that she's not mature already, which you can see, but becoming more philosophical, as it were, where you kind of know where the moving parts have been, who the main characters have been on the stage of your life, who the minor players are, who are the major players, and things of that nature. And so this explains why people from the past also comes back into the life. Old flames, old associates, old family members, which is how family reunions or some kind of reunions, whether it's a family, college, high school reunion, block reunion, community reunion, things of that nature. But it comes of age. And since 8 is oppositional, 8 is friendly to your sign of Taurus, but not friendly to your number 5. But since you're in an 8, so when I add 8 to the 6th calendar month, you're in a 14-5. Now, 5 is friendly to you. So this is a good month for you. At least it should have been good for the most part once you pass your birthday on the 5th of May. So when I add 5 to um, this last week we were in of the third week, which ends on the 21st today, you're in an 8 personal week. And so that means tomorrow you'll be in a 9 personal week, which means now you can fulfill dreams. Now you can plan trips. Now you can bring closure. Now you can manifest some of the things you've been wanting to. And you'll find that the Aries and Scorpio are number 9, such as the 9th, 18th, or 27th of the month, will be involved in your affairs. And see, because I've experimented with this, and this is a totally concept that I developed, I begin to see other things too. So not only can I tell you the weeks, but the signs within the week. So as I've done in this case. So anyway, if you were in a stress cycle or this was challenging to you, I would say just be mindful of not letting people, work your nerves, be quick tempered, and say words that you can't take back. Okay, that's very, very important. All righty. So let's see. I'm going to take this person here, and they're absolutely right. They are in a 9 personal year. No, no, excuse me. They're in a 7 personal year. Okay. So this is a year to get a grip on things in terms of like, why am I doing what I'm doing? She might even have somebody in her life that says, why am I dealing with you? Now, she may not wake the person up to have that discussion, or she may not tap their shoulder to say, what's up with this? Why am I dealing with you? But when you're in a 7 cycle, it turns you into an investigator, so to speak. You begin to question everything around you. Why are you dealing with these people? What does all of that mean? You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to look for some answers that go beyond the normal 5 senses of the obvious of smell, tasting, seeing, stuff like that. So this is when you go soul searching. So since she's in a 7 personal year, 7 added to June, the 6th month, equals 1304. So that means there have been boundaries, so to speak, because 4 is always a number that leads to structure and organization and having some guidelines, so to speak, as to how to deal with things. So since she's in a 4 personal month, added to the third calendar week that ends today, so that means over the last several days, she's been in a reflective mood. But now she's about to go into a money cycle because 4 plus the fourth week, which starts tomorrow, will be in an 8. 8 is a money indicator, a financial indicator, indicator from the past. So it tells me the last Saturday or somewhere around the 26th of the month, which will be on Monday, that should be some very important developments taking place for you. And I wish you all the best. Okay, no question. So now I started near the end, so I go back to the top. I try to get people in between there too. So I can't read everybody, but I do try. I do try. This is Zen Keys, Zenful Keys, okay, born on May the 30th. Now, this person happens to be in a 6 personal year. Did I do that right? 8, yep, 6 personal year. So this year deals with home and family and things of that nature. And by the way, since they're Gemini, their key numbers are the 3, 6, and 5. So since she's in a 6 personal year, that tells me she's not only changed her hair, she's probably changed her style of dress, her clothes, her wardrobe, go to school, finish up things, whatever the case is, making some adjustments. But it also deals not only with relationships, but it also deals with finances. So hopefully some kind of job or promotion back in February, whatever the case is. But needless to say, since she's in a 6 personal year, and I added to the 6th position month, and happy belated birthday, she's now in a 3 personal month. So she's in a month that's very friendly to a date of birth. So I would expect this June that we're about to end soon, has been a very busy one, active one. And by the way, to the negative, it rules legal matters, semi-legal matters, lawsuits, entanglements, people slandering your name, your reputation, okay, things like that. So that you may have to be mindful for on that side of the equation. But then when I look at your 3 personal week, month added to the the third week, that's a 6 week you're in. And so this should have been an interesting week. So tomorrow, since we start the fourth week, which would be officially from the 22nd to the end of the month, you will be in an 8. I do believe, if I did that right. Okay. All this, if you notice, I'm trying to do all this in my head. I don't have no calculators. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, if you looked at Hidden Figures, the movie, when they talked about computers, them sisters all had it up here. Okay. So that should tell you something. So we need to turn our brains on them, kind of computerize them, as it were. But that's it. I tell you this, you don't look your age, which is why you attract younger men and men from different cultures too, which is none of my business. All righty. So anyway, okay, let me go back a bit. And by the way, any of you who have comments, and again, let me say this, for those of you who are having a hard time, all you got to do is download my app, astar8.com, and you will see when you log on, when you go to the astar8.com website, you got a choice of Android users, you got a choice of Apple users. Just download your sites. As soon as you download it, there's a process you got to go through. You got to give your email so they send you a code to access it. I think with Android it's 4 digits, with Apple is 6 digits. Go figure. But anyway, once you're in, you give all your information, then comes up on the screen your name, your birthday, your lucky numbers, your stress numbers. But under the daily star guide, you'll see your week that you're in, that's at the left, your month that you're in, that's at the right, in the middle, and the year you're in, that's at the right of that. Okay. So this kind of gives you an idea of what is going on. So let's see what we got here. Let's do some more people. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we did Soul Sound Oracle. We did Stephen. Okay. All right. Okay. We didn't do this person. Sean Brown. Okay. Sean Brown is a Taurus 1 person. They happen to be in a 4 personal year. How I did that, Sean, was very simple. I says May the 19th, added to this present year, 2023, find you in a 4 cycle year. And by the way, your key numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. So since you're in your since your cycle is in its second position number, which is a 4, this tells me this year is a year you've been really trying to get it together, either around the home, the office, or workspace, or just in relationships or anything else in general for that matter. If you found that you felt like you've been more economical, having dealing with more necessities than some of the things you would like to do, that's the nature of a 4, because it's like a want not, lend not, borrow not, whatever the case is. All right. And so 4 represents organizations and having a plan of action or a blueprint in which to follow and erect what you want to do. So when I add your 4 personal week to the 6th position month, that's a 10 or 1. Well, you're born on the 19th, which adds to a 10, which adds to a 1. So that means June has been a month for you that's found you should have been busy, very proactive, taking the initiative, And by the way, I've noticed if whenever a person is going through a 1 cycle, whether 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, whatever, if you've been in codependent relationships, circumstances within that period will force you to stand on your own if you have been in a codependent situation. But in this case, they're in a 1 year, a 1 month. So when I add 1 to the 3rd position month that ends today, that's mean they've been in a 4 week. So that means really feeling maybe some limitations or boundaries or things kind of pressing. But the nice thing about it is from the 22nd to the end of the month, which means today is, so that means on Friday the 23rd, or next Wednesday, the last Wednesday in the month on the 28th, I do believe. It should be a pretty good thing. So, because 5 is always indicative of change. So if you've been wanting a change to kind of take some pressure off of you, that would be about right. And by the way, Geminis and Virgos and people born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd will play an important role in your life as well. Okay. So, and see, let me tell you the beauty of these personal years is this. Let's say, because I've had people say, well, and especially business people, because they're long range planners. They're not just what's in front of me right this second, but like, okay, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan. Like in China, when Mao Zedong ran China, he had the 5-year plan. Everything in 5 years, he did it. You know what I'm saying? So you got people that want to know. So as long as you know, you can say, well, okay, Lloyd, well, if that's the case, for a person May 19th, well, what about 2024? Well, all you got to do is take the month and day they're born and you add it to that, and they will be in a 5 personal year. If you do it 20 years from now, 100 years from now, don't matter. This is one of the few techniques that I can tell you what your personal year cycle was in the past when you got married, had those babies, graduated, whatever the case is, those milestones in your life. And then I can also tell you and project up into the future, 1,000 years ahead, what it's going to be, whether you're here or not. Okay. So that's the beauty of this. So it's like once you learn this, you because numbers act as a guide. You know what I'm saying? So I live in New York. If I want to go to DC, I know I got to take 95 South. If I want to go direct, I can go around the barn through the cities and cut off the toll bridges. But basically, numbers all give us a direction. So let's do Mike Bailey. Okay. Uh, the Mike Bailey 18. He's born on the 18. He's a Gemini. He had a birthday 3 days ago. So happy belated birthday to you. He's in a 4 personal year. So when I added 4 to his birthday month of June, he's been in a 10 or 1 personal month. So then when I add his personal 1 month to the 3rd week, which is the 15th to the 21st, he's in a 4 week. So tomorrow he will be in a 5 week, which is good because his key numbers are the 9, 5, and 6, and 5 rules Gemini, and that's his second position number. So he's going to end June off on a very nice note. So it tells me this Friday, the 23rd, or next Wednesday, the last Wednesday, which would be the 26th, the 28th, should be a very important time for him. It also tells me Geminis, Virgos, Aquarians are those born on the 5th, the 6th, the 14th, the 15th, the 23rd, 24th will also play an important part in his affairs too. That's it, Mike 18. Okay, good. So listen, I got my book now. On my book, though, the only thing I didn't do was go into the description. So I think when I update my book, I'm going to include not only I have the personal years, the personal month, but I'm also going to start including the personal weeks too. But you don't have to wait. All you got to do is download my app, star8.com, go to that, and then you'll see how to do it. All righty. I did red. Yes, I did red. So let me go to the back end now, see what's up with that. Okay, I'm going to go to Roderick Gaines. All right. He is a Cancer 2 person, a water sign with a water number, super sensitive. And he happens to be in a 7 personal year. Now, his key numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. So his personal year happens to match his second position number, which is a 7. His number is 276. First of all, he has all 3 psychic numbers, so he knows what he knows. And it also tells me at times women are his blessing and his curse too. He'll probably confirm that not to y'all, but he'll say, that guy know what he's talking about. But anyway, be that as it may. So he's in a 7 personal year. He's in a 4 personal month for June. So when I add 4 to the 3rd position month, he's in a 9. Now, 9 is one of his major opposition numbers, Roderick. Okay. So that tells me Tuesday or somewhere especially next Tuesday the 27th. That means late Monday night into the 26th, going into Tuesday the 27th, because 9, since it's oppositional to the negative, it rules accidents, arguments, injuries, conflicts, fender benders, cars, knives, sharp instruments, things like that. So don't let nobody work your nerves, buddy. Plus, you're in your 52-day critical cycle as you're approaching your birthday. So on those things, you got to be a little mindful also. But over and above that, since I know tomorrow, though, we'll start a brand new cycle, he will be in a 1 personal week. So it tells me that the 28th, which will be next Wednesday, or this Sunday coming up on the 25th, should be very, very important to him. But take your time, everything like that. Don't sweat it. But when you're in a 9 personal week, sometimes you get feisty, you get ornery. I tell it's like a guy all meek, mild, and mannered going into a bar. He has a couple of drinks, then think he can kick everybody's butt up in the joint. Okay. So don't have that attitude. Just be humble, which is your natural bent anyway, and be peaceful. And anybody want to fuss and fight, tell them, you got it. I'll save you for another day, but not this week. All righty. Timing is very important, folksies. This is Star Stepper. Now, Star Stepper is in a 6 personal year because how I did it was simply December the 5th added to this year, 2023. It gave me a 6 personal year. Now, what does that mean? That means that this year, Star Stepper is going through some adjustments. Star Stepper is dealing with obligations or responsibilities of some kind. star stepper may have been doing something where it says, you know what, I need to get back into the gym. I need to exercise more. But one of the things in a 6 cycle, you should always get more out into the open air, taking more of the sunlight and walk or exercise or jog or run or something like that. So if that's been on your agenda, that does not surprise me. So when I take your 6th personal year added to the 6th position month right now, that's a 3. So you're in a 3 month. So when I add 3 to the 3rd calendar week, that's a 6. And see, your numbers are the 5, 6, and 3 anyway. So you're in a week that should have been pretty productive for you, either relationship wise or with finances and things like that. And especially the 24th, which will be Saturday. Okay. And so then when I add all that, that means starting a brand new week, since you'll be in a 6-3-7. That means now you got to kind of lay back. Less is more. The less you say, the more you find out. And you will be working from the 22nd to the end of the month under the laws of attraction. So what you're thinking, you will attract. So if you're thinking negative, that's what you're going to get in this closing part of it. But the challenge is this: for all Sagittarians, June is when they're at their lowest point in the cycle. In other words, the opposition sign to Sagittarius is Gemini, although we just left Gemini yesterday. We're still in the cusping mode. So don't think you're all free and clear and just, just go for it. Take your time, let it be, and you'll see that everything should work out fine. All righty. Good, good, good. And by the way, that means that this particular month, if that's the case, that cancers will help you or anybody born on the 2nd or the 7th or a date that adds up to the number 2 or whatever. So let's take Cosmic Dreamer, shall we? And Cosmic Dreamer is in a 8 personal year. Everybody likes the 8 when it happens. Why? Because 8 represents money, power, authority, achievement, recognition, doing things on a very grand scale. So you're in a position to do some very big things with your life, Cosmic Dreamer. So actually, you can go from a cosmic dreamer to a cosmic doer, a cosmic achiever, a cosmic recognizer in terms of doing the things you want to do. And so in light of that, so since in an 8 personal year added to June, and June is one of their months because June is ruled by the period of the 5 and Virgo is ruled by the period of the 5, because your key numbers are the 1, 4, and 5. So you happen to be in a 5 personal month, which means the opportunity for change that's been going on pretty much this month too. And so when I add 5 to the 3rd calendar week, you've been in an 8. So that means something dealing with finances, something dealing with the elders, something dealing with their past may have been very, very significant. Also, since we go tomorrow into a brand new week, the last week of the 22nd to the end, that means you will be in a, let me see again. I'm doing this so much in my head. So that's 8, 6 is 5, 9. You'll be going into a 9 week. So that means this your week to wrap it up. So next Tuesday, the 27th, because Tuesday is falling on the 27th, happens to be falling on a Tuesday. So that's going to be very significant for you. And although technically your numbers are the 1, 4, and 5, 1s and 9s get along just like that, chill. Okay. So it's not going to be a bad week, except since 9 to the negative rules, confrontations, injuries, accidents, don't get a little heady, or as the elders used to say, don't be smelling yourself. Okay. Think you all of that. Although 1s are opposite. 1s and 9s, when you meet a 1 and a 9 person, one thing is normally clear: if they haven't been mentally messed with, they normally have good opinion of themselves. So if you keep that in mind. So if you get in that way, sometimes a little humble pie, it don't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so your numbers are the 1, 4, and 5, and Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays are your best days. All righty. So let me go back. Okay, I'm going to take this one. This is E.B. Simpson. Thanks for all you do. I love the app. Thank you. I was going to say I love it too, but I do. I mean, all this app has come from that orange book behind me. That's what this app is, to put everything combined where it's just at a tap of a button. The only thing it's not having there, I did talk about the personal weeks and the concept of it, but I didn't really describe it. But my app does it for you. Anyway, you're born on January 29th. So we're going to do you first. You're in a one personal year. A year to be proactive and take the initiative of what you want to do, not about what the kids want, the relatives want, the mates want, but what you want for you. So since 1 added to June this month is a 7, 1 plus 6 is 7. That means this has been a kind of a laid back month for you. What have you been doing with yourself? So when I add your 1 personal year, well, actually 7, when I add your 7 personal month, excuse me, to the 3rd calendar week, which is ending as of today, that means that you want to take the initiative to do something with yourself. But it indicates that since tomorrow starts you in a 2 personal week, and you're born on the 29th, which adds up to an 11, which adds up to a 2, that the final days of June should be pretty good for you. And normally, most Aquarians tend to do very well in the months of June, July, and August anyway. And so your 4th child is born on 11/13. So your child's in the 4 personal year. So your child, this is your year to get him more structured, get him organized, make sure he's doing his homework, doing all the things he's supposed to do. Well, he is a little older now because I'm looking at the year he's born. Okay, so he's 9 years old, so that means he'll be 10 in November. So since he's 9 years old, make sure he does what he's supposed to do. Make up his bed, clean up his room, throw out the garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting now. If you want to scold your child or spank your child, you can be to the authorities. And maybe this is why things are so messed up. I know that in the days I was coming up as a kid, I did something, I got spanked, and I got spanked twice because my folks was from the South. And my mother didn't play. She told my father when he got home, he did not play either. But I will admit, I will admit, there wasn't a spanking I didn't get that I didn't deserve. But boy, did it make me such a nice person. I mean, I can be something else, but I think I'm pretty nice, okay? But it's those discipline, and we don't seem to have that discipline. So it would be to his advantage if you keep him on point, and it's for his own safety anyway. Not only just talking about police, I'm talking about just in general, okay? Because there's a lot of craziness going on. Your son is very gifted, by the way. He's a genius, and he should take advantage of that. But he's in a 4 week, he's in a 6 month, and he's in a 6 month, he's in a 9 week. But tomorrow he'll be in a 1. So that means he should be doing something new, innovative, and stuff like that. So if he had a little accident, bump, injury this week happening, that may have made sense around the 18th or this past 3rd Tuesday, which is yesterday, by the way. Anyway, I see I'm running out. I'm going to take about 2 or 3 more. And time goes by fast when I have fun. And yes, I try to read everybody. Yes, I do. And let me say hi to my man, Chillock, okay? April the 9th. He got me straight. Ever since then, that's my man, okay? Don't talk about it, all right? So anyway, thanks, Chillock. I really do appreciate that too, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to take 3 more. I'm going to take Carlton, Coleman, August the 9th. Now, I can tell you this, a fire sign with a fire number, and 9s normally think they're the greatest thing since ice cream or close to it. That means you don't mess with Carlton unless you want to get your feelings hurt, okay? They don't play. You can't boss them around. But he does have a sensitive thing because his moon is in Cancer. No, his moon is in Scorpio. And so, okay, he's a Leo. His moon is in Cancer, and his Scorpio is, I don't know what that symbol is, but it looks like he don't play. Anyway, or his ascendant is in Scorpio. So he has a fixed sun sign and a fixed moon sign and a cardinal rising sign, I guess. Yeah, moon. Anyway, so astrological, all of that said, he's in a 6 personal year. So 6 added to the 6 position month means 3. So this month, he's probably been very busy embellishing himself and stuff like that. So this week should have been good because 3 added, his 6 added to the, no, how did I do that again? 6 plus 6 is 3. So he's been in a 6 week this ending. So right now, he wants to step back from people for a minute because he's going into a 7 week. So it tells me this Sunday the 25th or next Monday the 26th will be very important, but less is more. The less you say, the more you find out. So yes, Leos can be brash and bold and dynamic, and same with number 9s. But this time, the week says this is a week you got to chill, brother. Okay. You got to let things kind of like lay back and unveil themselves on its own organically. Don't force it. You'll find out. And less is more. The less you speak, the more you'll find out. The more you observe, the more you'll see things coming your way too. So that will be the key for you. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. And thanks for the compliment, Foxy Moon. She says she learned all these teachings from that orange book. That's one. That is the Bible. That is the book that the concept of the app, A Star 8, is based upon. That I was able to get the team to put it into an app form where everything is digestible, where you ain't got to go through all these things. So for those who are new and I'm confused about throwing these numbers around, the calculation does all that for you. All right. But I want to show you how I got it because a lot of people did ask about that too. All right. So we're going to take Yvette. Now, Yvette is in a 9 personal year, born on May the 6th. All right. It tells me she's beautiful, attractive, striking. And see, sometimes the people think the beauty's got to be all physical. But the beauty, normally Tauruses are known for their beauty in terms of the women. Sixes are known for their beauty in terms of the number. So since she is a Taurus, which is a sign of beauty, and 6, which is a number of beauty, she would be attractive in her own way. And I know Yvette ain't going to hardly give me a hard way to go with that. But more so, look for the beauty inside of the person. You know, that's why I say you can't judge a book by a cover. And because we men are physical and because we tend to look at a woman in terms of the outward features, we got to learn to go deeper because that's what women do with us too. Is he working? What kinds he do? Is he attached? You know, y'all go there. Yes, he might be good looking to you ladies, but you're going to do a little background research. And if I think we men begin to vet you too, like you vet us, there'd probably be better relationships too and longer lasting relationships as well. But nonetheless, she's in a 9 personal year. She's in a 6 personal month, which is great because 6 is one of her months. And so that way I know she's done something with her hair, her appearance, her weight, everything of that nature, made some adjustments, sign up for a course or finished a course or something like that. So when I took her 6 personal month and added it to the 3rd calendar week, which is today, she's in a 9. But tomorrow she starts the last week, which means now she ends the week by doing something totally new. You know, so if she's got somebody that want to do the same old, she's now looking to make some changes. All righty. Her key numbers, by the way, are the 6, the 5, the 6, 3, and 9. Those are her numbers. All right. So I'm going to take Missouri, who is born on June the 26th. She's in a 3 personal year. That's for sure. This is a fun year. Anytime you're going through 3, it means you can loosen up. It ain't that serious. Take it easy. It also is a time too where you can expand and grow and improve yourself. And it tells me she probably did that back in March, which she did something with her hair, her weight, her appearance. Something was on the radar, which she did that. And in April, she went through a kind of reflective thing. But be that as it may, so when I add her 3 personal year to the 6 position month, she's in a 9 personal month for June that's about to end in a matter of days, okay, in a week or so. So when I go to the fact that she's a 9 and I look, she's in a 3 personal week. Now, although her key numbers are the 8, 2, and 7, basically 8's are known to get along with all the numbers, especially which is, no, 8 normally is challenged with all the numbers. So the best numbers for 8's are normally 3's and 6's. So since she is in a 3 year, yeah, a 3 month, did I do that right? Okay, I'm telling you, I've been doing this so much. Yeah, she's in a 6 year, got it. And so what it means is starting tomorrow should be very good. So I would expect that this coming Monday, the 26th, because Monday's one of her days along with Saturday and Fridays. I would say Saturday, Monday, and then Friday, although they would say Friday, Saturday, Monday. But those will be her best days. But this is going to be a time for her to really get everything together. So since she is in a 5-3, no, I think I did that wrong. So let me start back again. So with that being the case, 8-5, she's in a 5, she's in a 3 month, she's in a 9 month, excuse me. And so that means she's been in a 3 week, and tomorrow she's about to go into a 4 personal week. So that means she's got to kind of stay within the rules, take a waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not approach. And although she might want to do something, priority says she needs to get other things straight first. Okay. So let me get some other things before we wrap this up. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Benefit boss, um, her son. Her son is in a 7 personal year. Now, what makes it interesting? Not only is this a 7 universal year, 2023, when you add those numbers up, her son is in a 7 personal year also. So his personal year is in lockstep with the universal year. So next year, when he's in it, when it's an 8 universal year for 2024, which adds up to 8, those 4 numbers, he will also be in it. So I would expect him to get a scholarship, something, awards or recognitions in school, things of that nature. When he do, I want his autograph when he blows up. But you have a very mature son. He likes to be his own best company. He can be very sarcastic. So when I add his 7 to the 6th month, right now he's in a 4 personal month, which means kind of low key because 7 stay under the radar anyway, and 4 don't help because 7s and 4s are very similar. They're kind of loner numbers, not in a bad negative way, but they like to be their own best company. They don't, if there's not a lot of people around, they don't have a problem with it. So since he's in a 4 week, and I look at this week that we're ending, he's been in a 7 personal week. He's in a 4 month, but he's in a 7 personal week. So this has been a pretty cool week for him. And so the week that starts tomorrow, he'll be in an 8 week, which means now is the time for him. So if he's already got this streak of ambition and wanting to do something big, that would make all the sense in the world. All righty. So I'm going to take one more and wrap this up. And I'm going to take Lauren Pope. All righty. Lauren Pope is a Aries 8 person, so you don't mess with her. That's it. When I looked at the cycle that she's in, that's 5-3. She's in the 1 cycle year, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me do this. 8, 4 is 3. Yeah, she's in a 1 cycle year. So, Lauren, this is your year to step out on faith to do the things you need to do for you. And since 8 is a business number, Aries is somewhat of a business sign, and you're in a business cycle, that means this is a year to, as they say, handle your business. Okay, let's be clear. That's what you need to do. And on top of that, so when I add your 1 to the 6th month of June, wrapping this up, it means now you're in a quiet, reflective. Okay, what do I need to do? And since June is one of your challenging months, as well as July, it simply means don't force anything, because all of us by zodiac signs have a high and a low. So for Aries, one of the falls is in the period of Cancer that we're in now. And so one of the stressful numbers to the 8 is the number 5, which you're going through now too. So it just simply means take it easy. Don't let people work you. Don't, make sure you look before you leap into a situation, because 5 can be impulsive at times, which is the cycle you're in. So, but anyway, your numbers are the 8, 9, and 6, and your best days are always on Saturdays, Fridays, and Tuesdays. Okay. So anyway, I want to thank everybody very much. This has been fun. This has been fun for me. So let me tell you about next week's guest, shall we? On next week, I had Nina Diamond on, who is the best when it comes to cardology. Well, I'm having her daughter on this Monday, and she is no joke herself. And she's going to be explaining the cards and whatnot, how they work, what cards you are, and go into reading somewhat like her mother, Nina Diamond, did this past Monday. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to have a brand new guest from out of this country. I think she's in Sweden or something like that. But she's a life coach and leader. She's a life and leadership coach. So I've heard of life coach, but she's combined life and leadership together. So that's going to be interesting. She's going to be on Wednesday, the 28th. And Aquarius Maximus will be on this Monday, the 26th. So we're going to have 2 beautiful ladies, Grace in the house, on that Monday and Wednesdays. By the way, today and tomorrow, my online courses are on sale. Please, as much as I'd like to get top dollars for these courses and whatnot, this way you have no excuse. Anytime I've announced it, no one since the 2 years I've been on have ever said I've promoted my classes when they was at top dollar. They're always on sale. Please take advantage. I mean, with the inflation, things being tight. So invest in yourself because you can't do anything without numbers anyway. So take these courses. I think it ends tomorrow. Um, but make sure act like it ends today, and that'll be better. Also, for what is left of June, please sign up for the free monthly newsletter. Just go to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's Lloyd, LLoyd dash Strayhorn, Strayhorn, Lloydstrayhorn.com. Sign up for that. And please, my book that's behind me, the orange book you see in the back, Numbers in You, is now an audiobook. And I have to thank a member from Clubhouse last year who was visually challenged. And she wanted to really read the book, but a visual challenge kept her from doing it. So she was the final straw that motivated me to do this book in an audiobook form. So this way, for those like my sister, she loves audiobooks. So she was loving this. She ain't got to turn a page, okay? All she got to do is just push the button and listen to it. And so that's on sale with a 15% discount. Also, I do, for those that would like the shows that they hear, it's now in a podcast form. It's on Audible, Spotify, Spreaker, and some other major platforms where you can listen to the shows, okay? And for those of you who have signed up for my enrolled or downloaded the app, I am so forever thankful for you. Just go to astar8.com, okay? astar8.com, and you will see that for those with Android, this is what it looks like when you go to A Star 8 by Lloyd Strayhorn. And for my Apple users, this is what it looks like for you. But it is available, all righty? So I want to thank all of you who have signed up for it. You ask questions. Now, let me say this too, for what it's worth. Anything that comes out the gate is going to have some imperfections, okay? This is no different. I am learning what I thought would be very simplistic. Now that I have to do this, I find it's not easier said than done. And if Apple can upgrade and Google can upgrade about every 2-3 months, please, y'all spare me, work with me. Everything ain't coming out perfect yet, okay? Sometimes we put ourselves at a higher standard, and yet we won't do that in other circles. What I'm saying is, yes, there may be some glitches, but that's how we get it together. And it's going to be tight, because my name and reputation is on the line with this. And plus, I invested a lot of time, effort, and energy into making this a success. So please, for those of you, go to astar8.com. That's astar8.com. And so for the Apple users, you got a link. For the Android users, you got a link. And so for the Android users, this is what it looks like for you. For the Apple users, this is what it looks like for you. And again, please sign up for my monthly newsletter. And please learn how I do this. Okay. Now, of course, you're not going to do this like Lloyd Strayhorn, because I've been putting a whole lot of time, effort, and decades into doing this. But you will all start out like I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how it goes. All right. So don't forget, next Wednesday, my wonderful guest, Ruthie Zaria, excuse me. And on Monday, Aquarius Maximus. All righty. So everybody, thank you. Thank you for giving me this extra time with you. Any questions you got, please. Oh, somebody also said put up my banner. So I rarely do that, but this is my banner right here. And it's Lloyd Strayhorn. My site is Lloyd-Strayhorn.com and Astro8.com. Sign up for the free monthly newsletter. I told you that the online courses. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And my Cash App is Numbers in You, because people ask for that too. So this way it can be said I got it out there, but I keep forgetting to do that. So everybody, y'all have a very nice weekend, a very safe weekend at that too. And please take good care of yourselves, because if you don't, the question is, who will? All right. Y'all have a nice day.